Hey y'all, we are coming today for another easy, no waste quilt pattern. This is called the Fat Quarter Slice. I made it up myself. There'll be a PDF at the bottom in the description box below. And it's free. It's free. So, if you want to, I would really like it if y'all would print this off, grab you some fat quarters. Yeah, so you can go ahead and print this off. You will notice on the third page, it has different sizes, quilts, and how many fat quarters you need. So get to printing, and let's do this together. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Katie Beth.
I'm Kennedy.
And we're from the Scene Queens Quilting Company. So we are excited today about this quilt pattern.
This is actually the Buttermilk collection from Studio E.
It's all black and white.
We don't know if it is still available. It has
cows on it.
Has a barn. It's kind of Valentine-ish. It has a barn and a windmill.
But this is all black and whites, and I wanted to do something really cool with this, so I thought, you know, I'm going to color this up just a tiny bit and put some pink in with it. So
this also has hearts and flowers on it.
After you print your pattern off, we're going to iron every one of our fat quarters. Now that you have them all ironed and pressed and in a stack, you're going to cut your salvage off. Now we are on the third step. What you're going to do, so I'm going to straighten this up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 6 inches off of the bottom. Okay, hand me my rotary. So now, after you've gotten this just trimmed up, cut 6 inches off of the bottom. If you don't feel comfortable cutting 3 at a time, cut 1. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set all these aside. Okay, you're going to continue cutting the rest of your fat quarters exactly like that. You're going to set them on top of one another so that you have the same print. Do not mix them up. Okay, now that we have all of them cut and they're stacked in the exact same order on both sides, what we're going to do is we are going to take, so we're going to take 2 from the bottom. We're going to put them up here. Now we are going to sew all these together and press in the same direction.
Now if you accidentally do get one that is the same, just switch it with one that's not in the same.
Okay, now that you have all of your fat quarters sewed together and now pressed, this is part 4. So you're going to take 1, and as you can see, my fat quarters were not all the same size. So if I have 2 or 3, I'm going to just nip that little bit off. And I have to turn it around to nip it. So I'm straightening it up. So now we're going to turn it back this way. Make sure that your 21 inches and your 18 is going, your 18's this way and your 21's this way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off of the left side. We're going to cut 8 inches off. This is where I do use my cutting mat because I don't have an 8. I'm getting it all straight. I'm going to cut 8 inches off. Okay, just like before, we're going to keep them in the same stack. We're going to repeat this through the whole entire fat quarter bundle that you have over here. And then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, now that we have our 8 inches over here and the rest over here, we are going to take 3 from the top. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to place them on the bottom. Now what we're going to do is we are going to turn this side upside down. And now we're going to sew them together. Okay, now that you have all these sewed together and they are ironed. What you're going to do now is you're going to trim them up. Most of mine, your average square is going to be about 17 and a half by 20, and that's going to give you just very, very little off your square. I'm going to trim all of these up, and then I'm going to show you how to lay it out. Okay, now that I have all of these trimmed, I'm also going to tell you too, I could only get 20 by 17 and a half inches. So I was going to say that I have already made one of these already, and they were actually, I could get 20 by 18. So it depends on, you know, sometimes when you get fat quarters, they may not be right on point. I have gotten some that they are not. So feel free, if you can get 20 and a half by 18, by all means, cut it to where you can get the most out of your fabric. I'm going to take you to my living room floor because this is a big quilt and I do not have a wall or anything to put a big quilt like this on. So I'm going to take you to my living room floor and we're going to lay this out. Our first row is going to start with, let me move all these out of the way. You're going to have a big square in your block. That is going to go into your right hand top corner. So the whole row is going to be like that. So there's, now whenever I get there, I'm going to make sure that these are not together. But you're going to do it to where every block on that row. Now, whenever you do the second row, you're going to flip them. And it's going to be in the left bottom corner. So your one row is going to be one way and your second row is going to be the other way. So let's go lay it out and sew it together and we'll see what ours looks like. Okay, as y'all can tell, we have a lot of wind problems. It's not, this isn't working out. I think we're gonna have to wait till we, on a non-windy day.